Hi, I'm Steven, the DM of the Faeforge Academy. Welcome to our second episode. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast set in a school of magic and crafting. There are a few small sound hiccups that we are working on improving as we go forward, but as we record 2 episodes every session, we have not had the chance to address them yet. We hope you enjoy the show.
And that's how we all met. 5 of us. Ashryn, Beskey, Ariadne, Sepia, and of course, myself, Khoz, Dwarven Bard Extraordinaire. You see, we all met during our entrance into the Faeforge Academy. You see, I was there alone in the forest after having been teleported to the magical Fae realm. Following a path, I came across a pool of water, which was the home of some strange guardian of the pool swimming around, but it turned out that was actually Sepia. Her and I got to know each other for a moment before we were approached by a strange and terrifying elf with flaming tattoos, and that, of course, was Ashryn. Beskey and Ariadne joined us, and as we were all getting acquainted with each other, this guardian of the pool, the real guardian, appeared to us. Strange, flowing, watery creature. It was none other than Professor Dorvalith, who of course told us that there is no other way to get to the Faeforge Academy unless we work together to craft the entrance key, the medallion. Well, I'll tell you, it wasn't easy. Ashryn, of course, was able to craft the wood to make the medallion, but it wasn't enough. We need to imbue it with each of our own special magic. Ariadne, she's a creature of the stars, you know, so she really saw how the stars were different here in this world, and she was able to align the medallion and imbue starlight into the medallion itself. Of course, Ashryn used her terrible fire magic to really bring it to life, and Sepia, she crafted the cord from a very poisonous and deadly fern hanging around. And Beskey, well, he found the berries that we used to paint it and give it the right tone and sheen. Of course, myself, I did the most important work, which is I crafted the song that brought the Hummingbird to life. That's how we're remembering it. Now, we didn't do it all alone, you know. There was a rather helpful but strange and mysterious creature, a man of the wood, some sort of half man, half deer, that lent us his aid. We came across other few creatures as well, these little fairy bastards, but we was able to make a deal with them, in a way of speaking. Of course, as you know, our exam wasn't like the others. Once we finished up creating the key and working together, and the magic of the Hummingbird came to life, that's when the creatures came for us. Awakened by the magic they were, they came out of the forest, hungry and ready for blood. Mushrooms growing out their backs, long dagger-like teeth and nails. They came for us, and, well, don't mind telling you, we were in for a fight.
You are all around this small pond. There's a cave and stream in the middle of this brightly colored forest, even though it's night. There's fuchsias and blues and greens in the leaves. There's just kind of a magic air about everything you've been doing as you have been working to figure out how to unlock the path to the Faeforge Academy. As you work together, you watched as this small hummingbird medallion that you've been working on came to life and shot off northeast of you, leaving this purple luminescent trail as this magic burst from it, there was a creature that started to emerge from the pond, and there was a screeching off in the distance, and you saw the silhouette of this branchy creature riding atop of some sort of mount that had flames for a mane and a tail. And I'm going to need you all to roll initiative.
And we're...
Then I will give you a little bit better layout since we're theater of the mining this.
That is a terrible initiative.
Oh no.
All right. So do we have anybody 20 or higher?
No.
15 to 20?
16.
You have a 19.
18.
19, 18. Khoz.
I had 16.
Okay. Ariadne, what did you have?
5.
5. And Beskey?
6.
Nice.
Nice.
That good initiative.
Hey, our celestials are... Do you just want to observe what's happening?
We're just smiling.
So you are all kind of around this small cave, and the creature is about 25 feet away from you, mostly in the water. Basically, its chest and up is out of the water, looking at you. It doesn't look like it wants to be your friend,
It only just met us.
as it's basically screaming at you. It's got these long fangs and starts to move towards you, and you watch as it takes a glance at this luminescent trail and then back at the group of you. And Khoz, it's your turn.
This looks like a running situation.
I feel like we should probably run.
I can slow him down.
And I say same. And I'm going to go ahead and play a little ditty on my 2 remaining strings to cast as my 4-string ukulele has broken 2 strings from our previous encounter with this Fae. And I'm going to cast a little tune, and as I play my 2 little strings, a little melody goes out. You can see it physically weaves its way around this creature. It has a head? It's got a head.
Yeah.
Is that a head? It's got a head.
A very
kind of-
large head.
A very large head, and it goes around. The tune kind of makes around its very large head. It goes into its ears, and it begins to chortle and laugh as it makes a wisdom save, DC 12.
It does not pass.
It does not pass. It fails. Well, it is going to be slowed down a bit because it thinks that we are a very funny group. And I comically bonk my head with my ukulele, and then I start to run.
Yeah, so you all see it's terrifying, honestly, as this thing with the fingers are probably basically the claws on it are almost like a foot long.
Oh jeez. Yeah.
It's got these huge elven shaped ears, but they're 12 to 16 inches long. Its face is all pale. It's got these long teeth, and it just as it rolls into the water, laughing.
All right. Khoz is already running.
Okay, so I'm assuming following this trail left by the
Yes, following the animated bird from the amulet. It left this magical trail behind us, and we are following that
Okay,
quickly.
Sepia, it's your turn as this creature is rolling around laughing in the water.
I guess we're running, and Sepia turns and starts very awkwardly running. After Khoz. She looks very uncomfortable out of the water, and her lips are kind of flailing around, when you see kids sprinting downhill. And they look like they're about to fall over. She does that. Just runs
Cool.
after him.
Any action or bonus action or anything, or just running? Dashing.
Action dash.
Yeah. So you fly past Khoz, and this creature, does it get a save on its turn?
It does at the end of its turn.
At the end of its turn. So it continues to roll around laughing, and it was DC 12.
Yes, it was a save.
And it looks, and it's almost like it slashes its face or something. Something wakens it from this laughter, and it looks up at you all, and the laughter is replaced by complete silence. And Ashryn, it's your turn. It's about 20 feet away from you in this small pool of water. Khoz and Sepia just ran to the north after this trail left by this butterfly.
I am dashing as well, out.
Okay. Beskey.
Yeah, so I imagine that I've been kind of behind Ariadne ever since kind of done her celestial starry thing, and kind of just like a kid who's behind some sort of adult. But noticing that I have to kind of step up for a bit, I'm going to grab this kind of raw-looking chunk of rock. Closer inspection, it looks like a meteor with meteor metals type. And then I'm going to kind of look at it with my starry eyes, and meteor rock is going to glow starry-like, and you're going to see like this starry beam go out, and I'm going to try and attack it with Eldritch Blast.
Nice. You had light cast, right? You had already cast light.
Yeah, that's on my staff.
Light was up. Okay. So roll your attack.
Okay.
Is that a good one?
No, it's not. It's a 7. It's a 7.
A 7? Yeah, this energy. What color energy is it?
It's just like white and golden. It's kind of just like
This white gold light just kind of shoots off past this creature and hits a tree behind it as it hisses back at you. And Ariadne, it's your turn.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go. I've grabbed my bag up, but as I do so, I grab hold of Beskey's shoulder and I rummage through my bag and pull out a mirror and tuck it into his pocket. And I'm casting Sanctuary on him.
Oh, awesome.
As I do so, however, I have additional things with my wizard class.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all read her stuff. It's so dope.
So, as I cast Sanctuary on him, the sky kind of just a little bit of light, and a tiny star comes shooting down to Earth, and it lands 30 feet in front of us towards the creature.
Okay.
And as I do so, once it lands, I will automatically use my bonus action to make it explode.
So what does that do?
He needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
As long as he's within 5 feet of it. I'm not exactly sure.
15 is his dex save. We'll say he's close enough.
Okay. That is a success. Yeah, my DC is a 13 as shit. Okay.
Level
that's
2.
Fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. He does not take any damage. But it does make a very clear, loud explosion. Not deafening, but shooting star noise.
And it is. And sorry, I cut you guys both off before you said. I'm assuming both of you are running as well.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna use my movement to run.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys run and catch up with Khoz, and Khoz, it's your turn. This creature is now about 50 feet behind you. You saw some lights shooting off as you're running a little bit, and you see Sepia and Ashryn have passed you following this trail.
Okay, so I've got Sepia and Ashryn in front of me, and Beskey and Ariadne behind me. So
They're about even with you, yeah.
They're about even with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. I'm not going to slow down for this then, so I'm just going to keep looking. I'm like, oh, we're all running. This is good. Just going to keep moving, keep dashing.
Okay, Sepia.
Sepia's gonna look back over her shoulder at this like monster that's starting to rise up again. She's gonna shoot out a blast of energy. Has a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
As there's this like greenish, watery, milky, murky kind of light that streaks out from her hand and does 4 points of force damage and knocks it back 10 feet.
Nice. So yeah, as this like pond scum energy bursts into it, you see it just kind of fly back, screeching more, and then continue running.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you continue running. It gets up and starts to run towards you. Can't quite make it up to all of you, but it's screeching as it's running. You see these claws. It's running on all fours, even though it has like a humanoid body. And Ashryn, it is your turn.
As I'm running, I want to kind of form like a fire ball in my hand, and I cast Firebolt on it. And that would be a whole 7.
Oh.
As this fire goes, and you see a little tree starting to burn.
This is like the first kind of like dangerous situation I've ever been in. I feel like I'm probably very nervous, and as I'm running, I'm like dripping, and my aim isn't quite right.
Yeah, I love it. Beskey.
Same thing. Gonna Eldritch Blast it. 19.
That'll hit it.
There we go.
Okay. And then that's gonna be 6 points, I believe, of force damage, and it is the Lance of Lethargy evocation. So
okay. So it slows down.
Yep, he's gonna only move 10 feet until my next turn. So you're gonna see the same blast happen, but as the stars kind of hit the creature, you're gonna see like these little tiny stars fading in and out of existence around his like ankles, feet.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
I love it. Yeah, and it's like it goes from these like really fluid, almost terrifying strides to like someone's tied rubber bands around it as it's like fighting to get through each step.
And I run some more.
And Ariadne.
Yes.
And Sanctuary, I believe, goes away.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's fine.
You never know. Does it?
Yeah, it's when you make a spell attack.
Oh
They
shit.
stop being innocent.
That's true.
As you lose your innocence.
Yeah, that's true. I always forget that stipulation. Damn you. I knew I should have done protection from evil and good. Bless it. Yeah, as we're running, I'm gonna shoot out a sacred flame at the creature.
Okay.
That's a DC 13 dexterity save.
Okay, that's a 17.
God. Okay, that's it. That's all.
As somehow in its slow movement, it manages to like fall over and miss as your fire bursts around it and misses. As this is happening, Ashryn and Sepia, who are kind of more towards the front, you see two more of these creatures. One like crawling down a tree, and one as it kind of pulls out of a fallen stump, about 15 feet to your right and left. And Khoz, it's your turn.
So I see these creatures kind of coming out of the forest on our right and left.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like they're gonna cut us off? Does it look like we're
As far as like
following
explain-
this trail, and these creatures are kind of coming out of the forest? And one that's coming up the trail behind us. Look back, there it is. Then I see the left and to the right. There's two more that are coming.
they're focused on you, is what you see.
Great. Does it look like if I keep running that I'm going to be able to get past them before they kind of cut me off?
It'll be pretty close. They're
Oh. All right.
they're about 15 to 20 feet on either side of the trail.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to stand and fight these things at all. Well, you know what? The one that's 15 feet close to the trail.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just kind of push him back a little bit as I'm gonna turn to the side as I go past, and I'm gonna just like strum my 2-string ukulele.
Power chords.
Power chord, a thunder wave at that creature, and just blow him back a little bit farther. And I'm gonna keep running.
Okay.
So that's gonna be, it's a DC 12 Constitution save,
Okay, it does not pass that.
and it does not pass. It will take a full 14 points of thunder damage.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Noish.
How far is it knocked back?
15 feet.
Nice. So you see as it screeches and it just goes flying back as it's blasted.
Oh, sorry, it's pushed back 10 feet. Sorry about that.
Oh, 10 feet. Okay. As it goes flying back. And Sepia, it's your turn. So you've got one that's maybe 70 feet behind, and then two that are much closer to you towards either the right or left. We'll say the one on the right is the one that Khoz just blasted.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to blast the one on the left.
Okay.
21 to hit.
That will hit.
For 7 force. Knock it back
Okay.
10 feet. Continue running.
Okay. So yeah, this pond green and yellow and brown energy goes flying from Sepia and hits this creature that screeches and flies back. And both of them start running, and they manage to catch up, though they have to use their dashes to catch up with kind of the Ashryn, Sepia, Khoz group. The furthest one back is still fighting its way through this starry energy, slowing it down from Beskey. And Ashryn, it's your turn as these things come up, and they are within 5 feet of you.
As I'm running, you guys kind of see my eyes start to burn like a kind of crackle a little bit like fire, and then my whole body erupts in fire, and then out off of me, like the fire almost leaps into its own fire spirit. And I'm going to do the circle of wildfire, the summon wildfire.
Nice.
So that's my action, is to create this spirit, and I'm just going to keep running.
Okay.
And then it gets a turn directly after mine, but I don't think I can do anything the first round with it.
Okay, sounds good. And Beskey.
So, as a typical warlock, I am gonna cast Hex on that bigger bog monster that's following us.
The one the one that you've been shooting at.
I've been hitting, yeah.
Okay.
So the stars around the creature, these ones don't pop in and out of existence. They just stay steady, and it's like 2 Saturn ring orbits around it, around its torso area of just stars enveloping it for my hex. And then I will just do another Eldritch Blast because I am a warlock. Wow. Okay. That is a natural 1. We got our first natural 1, folks.
Hey.
Yeah, this energy just goes and bursts next to it,
Okay.
doing nothing. And Ariadne, it's your turn.
Yeah, are we still in the process of running? Just blinking
Oh,
this
yes.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say-
I'm
unless you guys explicitly say you aren't running,
Okay.
I'm gonna assume that you guys are.
just checking. I'm gonna continue to kind of rummage in my bag, just kind of like trying to find bits and bobs of what I've got. I pulled a little bottle, shake it up a little bit, and I'm gonna kind of toss it out in a wide circle around me, I guess, and cast Bless on all of us. I'm gonna do Ashryn. How do you Khoz? It's Khoz. I know that.
All my stuff. Yeah, don't do me. All my stuff is saves. But Khoz
All
is
your
right
stuff
there.
is say. Oh yeah, you're a bard. That's right.
Yeah.
Sepia and Beskey, I guess. Yeah, y'all 3.
Okay.
And then another star will fall behind us.
All right. Are you doing anything with that star?
If he's close, if he's within range, I'll burst. Otherwise, I'll wait until he gets closer.
Okay, it's within 30 feet of you, so it's a little off. Wow, I can't speak. It is a little bit beyond that.
Okay.
And Khoz, it's your turn.
All right.
As you've got these two creatures right next to you all.
Oh, jeez. Are they like if I move away from you?
They're within 5 of you.
They're within. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Well, now it's time for me to do the deal. I'll look at the ones right in front of me, and it's this gross, like, huge-headed creature with these like weird elven ears and its long claws. And I say, "Oh, you nitpicking, hopeless, slothful, rat-eating, gangrenous butthole!" And I cast Vicious Mockery on the creature.
All right.
That's a DC 12 Wisdom save.
Okay, it fails.
Yay!
As its feelings are hurt.
As it takes a full 4 points of psychic damage.
Nice.
That's right, maximum
Love it.
hurt right in the feels, and it's got disadvantage on this attack. And I'm just going to basically hold ground because I don't want to get slashed up by these dang things.
Yep. And Sepia, it's your turn. You've got these 2 that you and Ashryn and Khoz are fighting. You watch this. He just kind of hurt one's feelings. And then the Ariadne and Beskey seem to be focusing on the one behind y'all.
So we're officially not running anymore? Question mark, guys?
Yeah, they're in melee of us now.
Okay, cool. I'm going to bonus action Hex, and then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast
Okay.
with Bless.
The one that Khoz has been attacking, or the other one?
The one that causes attacking.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a 21 to hit
That will hit.
for 2 force and 2 necrotic.
Okay. So as this burst of energy shoots out, you watch as the energy kind of hits it in its shoulder, and it just blows a chunk of it out as that one falls to the ground lifeless.
Yay!
Nice.
The other one will turn to you, Sepia,
Oh boy.
and it will lash out with its claws
Okay.
with a natural 20.
Ooh.
Does it have very large talons?
Very large talons.
Fantastic.
For 9 slashing damage.
Cool.
And as it slashes, it's also going to reach out and attempt to bite you. And that is a 11.
That misses.
Okay. The other one that's behind you, so as it starts to run, it runs to catch up, and it runs right by that star. And is that when it explodes?
It's on my bonus action, so it can't. I can place
Oh.
the star, by the way, anywhere within 30 feet of where I cast the spell.
Okay. So it runs up and catches up with you and Beskey, and with Ariadne and Beskey, and it's going to take a slash, which is a 6, which is definitely going to miss. As with these big claws, it swings at you, Ariadne, and then it attempts to bite you as well, and that's an 18.
That's definitely gonna hit.
Okay.
I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard.
For 3 piercing damage.
Okay.
And Ashryn, it is your turn.
So for my turn, I'm going to reach my hand out and fire will shoot from my fingertips at it for another firebolt, which is my cantrip, one of my cantrips. And that will be 13.
That will hit it, yes.
That will hit. And then, so only 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my wildfire spirit, and it is going to, what I want it to do is kind of swirl around this creature and then kind of like form a collar around it and like kind of try to pull it back.
Okay.
With it. I don't know how that exactly would work, but I do have an action for it.
Okay.
So do you just want me to roll for that?
Why don't you make us like a roll and add your spellcasting modifier,
Okay, so 15.
and it'll roll to resist that, and that'll fail. So, does it do damage? Can it do damage? Your fire spirit.
Yes, 1d6 plus 2.
Okay. Why don't you roll that as it
Okay.
kind of gets pulled back? We'll say 10 feet or so.
Okay, 7.
Okay. So as you watch as this fire spirit that Ashryn has summoned swirls around its like neck and shoulders and pulls it back as it screeches, and you see it leaving burns on its neck. And it is Beskey's turn.
You know, the good, solid, old-fashioned favorite Eldritch Blast. So that's 16 plus 1. Oh, go ahead.
This one has run up and is right next to you and Ariadne, so it'll be a disadvantage.
Oh, I would walk away first and then do this.
You're gonna walk away? Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay, it rolls a 11.
That hits.
Okay. So that does 6 slashing damage.
Yep. And then I will back away from it. I guess I'm gonna try and join the bunch of them because I don't know we're caught up to the big bunch.
Okay.
Of Sepia and Khoz.
Yeah, you guys were about 30 feet separate.
So I'm gonna join them. And then, do you need me to reroll the Eldritch Blast?
No, you
Okay.
rolled it. That's it. I'm good with it.
All right, so that's gonna be a 22 to hit,
Which will hit.
and then I'm gonna do my. So that's gonna be 4 force and 4 necrotic,
4 force and 4 necrotic.
and that's Lance of Lethargy. So again, 10 feet is its max move.
Okay. Ariadne, you see as this thing slams into it, it's right next to you, and it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to. We are gonna. I'll Sacred Flame him. Yeah, that's a bit better.
Classic.
DC 13, yeah.
Gets a 13.
God,
Exactly on the
bless
dice.
it! I can't do anything.
Are you running or are you staying next to it?
I'm gonna stand next to it. I'm not running.
Okay.
We're gonna be brave.
I'll metagame for you. It did already use its reaction.
That's fine because Beskey's still here next to me. So.
No, I ran, and it slowed down.
Okay.
And it slowed down.
Okay, then I'll chase after you. If you ran, I'll follow you.
No. Khoz, it's your turn. There is one next to you guys still. It's been pulled back a ways a little bit by Ashryn's fire. Is your fire spirit still there?
Yeah. Yes, it stays.
Yeah. Cool. That's super cool. And then there's one further back that has been hit again and seems to be moving slowly back closer from where you came from.
The one that was pulled away by Ashryn's fire spirit, is it pulled away far enough that I can run from this creature without getting a knock? Yep. All right. Well, I'm gonna do that, and as I use my short little legs to make tracks, I'll toss over my shoulder. You unhomed, bloated puddle of porridge-eating spit weasel, and give me another DC 12 Wisdom save.
Okay. That's a 6.
Woo! 1 point of psychic damage.
Nice.
That's right. Nickel and dimes. It's gonna have disadvantage on second attack roll.
With this 1 point of psychic damage.
No.
The best. Yeah.
You watch as it grabs its head, its face goes sad, and it just collapses lifeless to the ground.
Yes.
Sepia, it's your turn.
So there's one left.
There's one about 30 feet behind you.
I try to shoot. I try to Eldritch Blast it. I have a 12 to hit.
Okay. That will miss.
Yeah.
As this goes flying off. It's going to attempt to catch up, but you see as it's slowed, it only goes about 10 feet. And Ashryn, it is your turn.
I will reach back and firebolt at it. 12? Nope.
Nope.
So, I'm nervous again and it goes wild and crazy. Then this is a different one than the one my elemental was originally around, right? This is the one behind us?
Yes. The one that your elemental was around is dead.
Okay. So I'm just going to command my elemental to be beside us in case any others come up.
Okay.
Can I hold its action since it's separate from me?
Sure, why not?
Okay. And when you guys hear that, it's like you hear like the crackling of wildfire when I'm like speaking with it.
Awesome. And that's over to Beskey.
Yep, I'm gonna tuck in close to Ariadne, and then I'm going to fire another, old-fashioned Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, we know what we're doing.
Hit him with the old razzle dazzle.
The old razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle.
Alrighty, 26 to hit.
I think that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll hit it. It's close, but
4 force and 4 necrotic again.
yeah. Do you want to describe how you kill this?
Yeah. So I'm gonna look at my meteorite rock again, and you're gonna see the stars kind of flicker wildly there. My eyes will also flicker with a lot of like celestial stars, literally and figuratively starry-eyed. And then you'll see this starry ray go off and hit the creature, and both the starry kind of auras from its feet and then the orbits of stars around its torso kind of collapse together, and you just kind of see these like little small supernovae kind of just burst, and it just kind of like blows up and literally starry magic.
That's super cool. Yeah, so these 3 creatures around you seem lifeless, and we can drop out of initiative. Your hummingbird is still flying away, leaving this trail that you notice behind you. It appears you see as this luminescent trail is the further away it is from the hummingbird, the more it starts to dissipate and fade. So I'm assuming you all will follow that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, as we're following, I'm going to command my wildfire elemental to be in front of me. And then as I run through it, it gets absorbed back into me.
Awesome.
And then since we're out of combat, I figure I could just use 2 bonus action and then another bonus action. But I'm going to use 2 of my healing light on Sepia because I know she got hurt.
Oh, thank you.
And then 1 on myself.
Okay.
So 6 goes to you, which is just like the highest roll ever.
Yeah.
And then I guess another one because I don't know where your health is at. So 7 total healing.
Awesome.
And then for myself, I will take 3 healing.
I'm basically at full.
And I continue to run.
Oh, we running.
I love it.
Yeah, as we're running, I'm definitely calling out like, have any of you ever seen anything like that before?
No, definitely.
I said it wasn't a student. I told you the creature was not a student.
I hope that's not a student.
Well, that's true. Maybe it was just a sad or angry student.
What if there are teachers?
Maybe that happens when you fail this entrance exam. You get trapped out here and get turned one of those horrible things.
Oh no.
As you all follow this purple light trail left by this magical hummingbird that you created, you hear as its wings are beating, it has this melody that you all kind of felt in your soul as you found the different pieces and components and put them all together. You watch as it flies into this wall. It flies directly into it, like a bird flying into glass, basically. And this wall goes almost infinitely in each direction that you can see, at least. It is dark as it curves. It's about 25 to 30 feet high of branches and trees and plant life, just all intermixed and woven together. As it hits the center of this wall, that same purple light that it's been shedding emanates out into the leaves, and you watch as the leaves start to part. And it opens up into what you see as this big clearing. You see some small buildings, and then across the way, maybe another half mile from you, it's a very large clearing, kind of on a hill with trees around it, trees growing into it. This enormous castle. From what you can see, it's actually even kind of glowing. There's lots of random luminescent lights, some like magical globules, some plants that are glowing. This place is all decently well lit. And this castle in particular, you can see there's multiple buildings. There's this wall. It's probably 50 feet above where you are, and there's cliff faces and almost like a moat, though you don't see any water, and there's no clear bridge to it. Immediately to your left, you see there's almost like what you imagine is a welcome building, some sort of gate entrance, this keeper or gatekeeping spot. This building's made of stone, but similarly to all the buildings that you can see, the stone and the plant life are one. Not grown into it like plants overtaking buildings. Like there's a symbiosis between the plants and the stonework and the metalwork and the woodwork and all this stuff. Through this door, you see this window, and you see a small gnome woman. She has little freckles on her face. Her hair is in two bright red buns, and you see there's like literally piles of books around her. And you can't hear, but you can see she's like talking to something in her hands. And as you watch in this kind of dull candlelight glow, you see this small glass vase start to grow from the palms of her hands and form. It's only 6 inches, 6-8 inches, very simple. And as it goes, you see this face of this little gnome woman get so bright and excited. She throws it up in the air, and you watch as it shatters, and she grabs her head, and you can hear through the window. She screeches, and she looks out at you all, and then you see she gets startled. She starts to clean it up. She puts it back. She runs out the door and says, I forgot that Professor Dorvalis said that there would be new students today in some time, and you look kind of as she pauses to take a look. Are you okay?
Well, better than to be expected.
I think we just went through whatever initiation it is to get here. Everyone does that, right?
The bird. Let me go get that for you. And she goes into the plants, and she actually like pulls it out, and it's wooden again. And she says, "Which one of you has the circle? The rest of the."
I'll put my hand out to take it from her, but like unhappily, my hand is out for it.
Oh, here you go. That's usually people aren't bleeding. That's not.
Well, there was a creature in the forest.
Yeah,
several.
Right, the ones that you guys put there, right?
That is some brutal gatekeeping, let me tell you.
No, you're just supposed to hear the magic and the song and the path, and you follow it. And
the horrible creatures that come out at night, that's just extra. This is bonus.
I don't.
Wait, you get extra credit?
We definitely got extra credit.
Well, look, I'm not in charge of extra credit and stuff. I'm a student here as well. I've been here for 3 years, but we should probably take you in and talk about that, because that's not what people normally experience, and that's probably.
Oh.
I mean, the professors have said that there's things in these woods that are not super safe, but they stay well away from here.
Oh, they certainly didn't.
What did you say your name was?
I have a name.
Everyone does. Oh,
asking the DM what the NPCs' names are. How dare
tell
you?
you?
Yes, I
How
haven't.
dare you?
I'm sorry. This is a lot. You guys are hurt a little bit. I did a thing, and then I broke the thing, and that's gonna cause some problems. I'm Rennie. I'm Rennie Fiddlefin.
Rennie?
Rennie. With the I as the second letter.
Well, Rennie, nice to meet you, Rennie. My name is Khoz.
No, it's lovely to meet you too. I'm glad to meet some new students. I remember how exciting it was to get here my first day. But you must be. I'm talking far too much. Why don't you follow me?
Sure.
And she starts walking, and you can kind of see as you walk through this first part. It's fairly flat. There's a lot of grass, and the buildings you see seem to be very botanical in nature. There's lots of well organized rows of different flowers and plants. Some are simple plants like corn melons, things of that nature. And then there's a lot of very strange flowers and other sorts of plants that you aren't necessarily familiar with. So she leads you through that, and she gets to the moat, and you notice that there is still no bridge, and she just keeps walking. And as she walks, the ground kind of sprouts out vines that just catch under her foot. And she looks back at you and says, "Well, come on," and keeps walking as it sort of forms a bridge. And so as this bridge goes, you watch as once you get to the other side, the plants basically recede back into the ground. And she looks at you and she says, "Well, it does this as long as you have your seal, which you all got a seal, correct? With your letter and all that stuff."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. At least that worked, right?
Khoz is definitely gonna very experimentally kind of put a foot out and just kind of test to see that if he tries to walk out across the moat, do the vines reappear?
Yeah, every time you put your foot out, it's just like whoosh.
It's definitely okay. Just want to make sure that this works for everybody, not just
As you're doing that, she looks back and says, "You do want to be a little careful because the vines do have a mind of their own. So, if you play tricks on them, they might play tricks on you. So, just a warning." Anyways, they're friendly, but they like to have fun. This way.
Oh, like to have fun, correct?
She leads you into this, what is more of a traditional castle entrance. Big, large wooden double doors. Though instead of handmade crossbeams, the crossbeams are made out of branches. And opens them, and she says, This is the Great Hall. This is where many of the more academic classes, as well as the professors, have their offices. You probably spend a lot of time in here. There is a cafeteria, lots of great things in here. You don't care about that. I'm sorry. Follow me. And she leads you kind of down a hall and knocks on a door and says, "Professor Dorvaleth, the newest students are here. They seem to have had a spot of trouble. Anyways, I'm gonna go." And she opens it. She looks at you all and says, "It's nice to meet you. I hope that your day goes better. Okay, bye." And she just kind of scuttles off on her little gnome legs. And in this room, very stereotypical professor, books everywhere, all sorts of things, all sorts of languages, topics, some strange sculptures or statues and odds and ends. And sitting in the desk is this tall black man that you saw earlier in the water kind of reflection. He says, "So you made it. You look a little worse for wear. That's unusual. What happened?"
Monsters?
Yeah. Part of the test?
Monsters are not part of the test, typically.
They attacked us viciously.
3 of them.
Well, we knew you all had gifts. It seems like you have more than most, if you survived monster attacks, so that's good, I would say. What did these creatures look like?
Oh, they had these big, huge heads and pointy ears and long claws, and there are mushrooms.
They were on a horse with fire hair.
That fire hair.
As you say that, he looks directly at you, Ariadne, and a horse with fire hair.
Mm-hmm.
A mane of fire?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. And you see him kind of looking off in the distance, not even saying words, but just kind of I wonder if this could... Anyways, congratulations on your arrival at the Faeforge Academy. My deepest apologies to you and Beskey. I'm sure your uncle will be very excited to see you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him.
Yeah, he's been talking a lot about how you get to come. Actually, I can't really get him to shut up. But it's late. There is, I have much to do, I think. I'm sorry for what you experienced. That is not what we expect and what we plan. We've been doing this test for many years because there are those who can't hear the magic, who can't find their way here. And that's okay. Not everyone is special like you, but you should not have had to fight anything, and we will look into that. Is there anything you want to know? Anything I can do for you?
Students that fail the tests, what happens to them?
Oh, we find them. It's very easy for us to find them. We send them back on their way home.
They don't get turned into horrible monsters in the forest?
No.
Oh,
We would never turn anyone into a horrible monster on purpose.
On accident?
On purpose, those last two words there.
I mean, there's some strange things have happened here. This is a place where we try to push the boundaries of magic and what is known and what can be done in this world. I don't know if you've heard of a time called the Time of Lore, but there was a time in this world where mortals like us had magic like gods, where gods walked among us. People could shape things, buildings, palaces, cities with their words. Most of that has been lost, but we, in this academy, have been working to uncover some of that power for those who can hear it. We have a library with hundreds of thousands of unread tomes of knowledge that you will gain access to. There is training, but we expect our students to build new things, to find new magic, not just to do what has been done. So yes, accidents do happen, and on occasion, people turn into monsters. But in all the cases that have happened since I have been here, about 40 years, we've been able to turn it back.
No.
So I'd say that's good news.
Yeah,
It's promising.
that's great.
So you've got a proven track record.
That's exactly how we view it, yes. Because we learned something. If you're learning something, then progress is being made.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Good. We expect a lot from the five of you. Anyways, I'm sure you're tired. I can lead you to your quarters. There is, in 3 days' time, there is going to be an assembly of sorts here in the Great Hall, kind of to kick off the school year. But you are going to have time over the next few days to get situated, explore the grounds, meet new people, and kind of get comfortable here. So please, unless you have more questions, more things you need to know, come this way. And he gets up from his desk, slides his chair in. Everything you notice is very organized and orderly in his office. And he leads you out of his, kind of through some winding hallways out of this great hall, into a quad.
As we leave his office, is there a moment where Khoz is like the last one in his office, where he just has like just a moment where he's alone in the office on the way out?
Sure.
Awesome. I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
And it's one of these fun spells in that Witch plus Craft resort. There's a lot of really fun interesting spells in there. I'm going to cast the spell Reset in that room.
Okay.
So I'm going to. So now that I've got basically a perfect layout of everything in that room.
Okay.
And I'll just have that in case we need it later.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know, right? So that's this is Professor Trevenera Dorvaleth.
Trayvon and Dorvaleth.
Trayvon and Dorvaleth. Got it.
Yeah, so he leads you out. Actually, I do want you to roll a stealth check real quick.
No problem. Slight problem. All right, see what we got here. Oh, that's a 5.
So you cast the spell.
Yeah.
And you see kind of as it's a newer spell to you as level 2 characters. You guys aren't like expert spellcasters yet. And you see him just kind of look at you and smile. Doesn't say anything.
I'll try to cover it up by casting Mending on my ukulele strings. Like, oh yes, the Fae, the forest.
Okay.
Broke these strings.
Give me.
It's all a tune now. It's all a tune.
Give me a deception check.
See if these dice are smiling for me tonight. 17. Oh no, 16.
He rolled a 20 on his insight.
Oh no.
And doesn't say anything. He just.
Should I roll an insight to know that he knows?
Sure.
No, I'm joking. No. It's a 12.
You're pretty sure that you got away with it.
That's what counts.
And then he says, "Well, hurry up. You've been out late tonight."
Very late.
And as he takes you out of this great hall, it leads to this open quad area. So the inside of this castle, there's 8 or 9 different buildings, but in the center is this massive tree. The tree trunk is probably 12 feet in diameter across. Growing up, you see like veins of white, blue, green, purple energy kind of following it up, almost like it's got veins in the bark. And as he walks by, he says, I'm sure you've seen our crest, but this is Ilvalharin, the singing tree. This is what you hear. This is the magic you hear. This is the magic that is here. And then he leads you into what are very obviously dorms. Down a couple halls, up some stairs. Takes a little while to get there. It's a fairly large building. And you come to kind of a little common room where you see there's 5 hallways that break off. He says, welcome to where you stay. Your names are on your doors. It's pretty simple, but there is a space for some work. We did our best to give you tools and things that fit what you have been able to do in the world so far. Rest up.
We have our own rooms?
You have your own rooms. You need space to work. Do you not?
I mean, that's nice.
Yeah. Anyways, I need to look into this incident that you experienced, so I will, I'm sure, see you in the morning. There's breakfast in the Great Hall, and feel free to wander the grounds. You will know places you can't go because they're usually locked or someone will yell at you. Other than that, enjoy yourself. I think Rinny is supposed to give you guys a better tour tomorrow. But that's all we have planned for you until 3 days from now.
Okay.
Good.
Good night.
Thanks, Professor.
Of course, Beskey. So you 5 are in this little common room. Is there anything you want to do while you're all still together?
So just to understand, we're all in this common room, but then each of us have like our own bedroom, and then there's also like a workshop area.
In each of your rooms, which you have like a bed, a trunk, some closet space, and a workbench area.
Gotcha. We have a little studio workshop.
Exactly.
Situation. Cool.
You said your uncle's here? Is he a teacher?
Yeah, my dad and my uncle are here already. They've been teaching here for a bit.
Oh, your dad's here too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to know that nepotism is not alive and well at the academy, because I'm pretty sure if it was, you wouldn't have had to fight all those freaking monsters.
Well, I mean, I was getting privately tutored back in the kingdom, but it didn't work out. So I think it would be better for me to learn with other people and learn from them. And I think this is what's best for me.
Very adult of you.
Thank you.
No, we talked about like what age everyone presents at before. Both Sepia and Beskey, I caught that both your characters are like young teenagers, and Ariadne is a little
Late 20s.
older,
27.
late 20s. Ashryn, where do you fall on that scale? Or somewhere else?
16.
Oh my
Okay.
god, I'm so old. Wait, how old is Khoz? Fuck.
Khoz. Yeah, Khoz is fine. Yeah, Khoz,
Okay.
Khoz is in like his late 70s, but he's a dwarf.
Okay.
So he's like
How old is 70 in human scale for a dwarf?
like 70. I'm gonna say like probably
It's
like,
like
30s.
mid-30s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
30s? Okay. All right. God.
So he looks like just an adult. Yeah.
Is Ashryn, remind me, does she present as 16 or is she 16?
She is like 16, 17-ish.
Okay, so she's like a newborn baby elf.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so guess what? Ashryn's an elf. So you're 16, 17. So you probably
Well, okay. Maybe take that back. Rewind.
We can rewind that.
She presents as 16 or 17. So human years, 16, 17. Elven, whatever that would be.
Probably like
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, hold on,
100.
though. Like,
Get off my lawn.
I mean, we could go with like
Fireball, fireball, fireball.
Yeah.
So, if there's nothing else y'all are going to do in here, there's some unique things about each of your rooms. And it seems like this school, for whatever it's worth, wanted to make you feel at home. So, Ariadne, as you enter into your room, you see your bed. It's simple sheets, simple comforter, all that. On your workbench, you see something that you have not seen in this plane. It's a small circle. There is 2 curved pieces of glass that bubble out, and on them you see 2 constellations from your home. And it's just sitting on the desk. No note or anything. It's just there. And then you see lots of other tools that you're familiar with.
This is the first sign of anything from home she's seen forever. And she's been here for a while now. Not a very long time, but long enough to really get pretty homesick, but also kind of used to being stuck here until Beskey mentioned knowing somebody. So she gasps aloud, essentially, and I'm assuming she knows what the contraption is.
It's just it's basically a very simple map.
Okay. All right. The kinds that she would use. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they know, but they know somehow. And she does little almost Catholic-like motion and sits there clearly praying, just saying thank you, and gets to work, essentially.
Nice.
You see her messing around with everything on her desk, ordering it how she wants, and getting all her magic components out and setting down.
I love it. Beskey, as you go into your room, most of your workbench area is a small kitchen. And you see there's one small jar sealed up of a mix of spices.
Mm-hmm.
And it just says Raj's.
Yes. I'm gonna look in the spice rack of Raj's spice. Going to crack it open. Hold it far away, but then take like a deep inhale and just kind of remember home for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna cast a little bit of light above my little like cutting board workstation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take out a dagger and I'm gonna etch something into my workstation.
Okay.
And say to myself, I wish Willard was here. We can get to working on some stuff. And this space is really small to what I'm used to. But that's okay. We'll make the best of it.
As you carve that symbol, you do feel kind of like a warmth and assurance.
Cool.
Kind of in your soul.
I sit with it and I'm really happy with all the scents and smells. And then I imagine I have a whetstone and a kitchen knife and I'm just gonna spend however long until something happens or I finally decide to go to sleep to just sharpen my knife with the whetstone.
Nice. You get that thing nice and sharp. Sepia, as you walk in, your room is kind of alive. You have a workbench with a lot of weird tools and stuff, but halfway across it, it's like a miniature pond. There's a little frog living in it. There's some small reeds. It probably takes up about 3 feet by 3 feet, but it's very much alive, just in there. There's like a little firefly.
Sepia, going into this room and seeing this pond, like she's been, as walking throughout the buildings has been, even though they have some botanical nature, been kind of like awkward and looked very out of place. And as soon as she sees this pond in her room, she just lights up and immediately starts rushing over to it and then pauses and summons her familiar toad as she notices there's a frog already in the pond. And as he pops into existence in her hand, she's like, okay, we're gonna be cool. We're gonna make friends. This is gonna be our new friend. Just play nice. And then goes over to the pond and like lowers her familiar into it and then like slowly like oozes herself into the pond as well and starts talking to the frog and toad conversationally and like translating for them because clearly they speak different languages.
Well, I mean, naturally, of course. Ashryn, in yours, all of the furniture in your room is very beautiful in that it's all like sculpted out of flame and burnt wood. Almost like it was designed to make you feel comfortable with what you can do.
Okay. Walking into the room and seeing how all of the furniture is this beautiful wood, burnt furniture, I'm going to like kind of warm my fingers and just run it along the wood. And you kind of can smell that like warm wood smell. And I'm imagining that there's like a kind of a fancier fireplace. I'm going to light that fireplace so that there's these like warm lights in the room. On my bench place, I'll warm my fingers even more and kind of draw in like fall leaves because I'm Eldarin. Draw in these like fall leaves, like just kind of doodling on my desk essentially with making these burnt marks on my desk.
And then Khoz, there is a tome on your workbench with all your musical tools and it's just titled The Perfect Ballad.
I open the book up.
It's empty.
Right. A big smile.
Aha, my solution.
Yeah, that's right. A big smile comes over Khoz's face, and he begins to tear up a little bit.
I love it. So as the night goes, nothing else of note happens. But as you go to sleep, your sleep is restless. You're in a new place. There's almost like this surge of magic that you have not felt anywhere in the world else before. It's just ever present in everything. And as you sleep, you see all of you in some iteration, some variation of this flaming horse and this being with these branches. And you hear whispering in your mind, not necessarily to you. Here, let me in. You're not doing enough. You need to get in. And with that, we're going to end our episode.
Don't let it in.
Yay!
Don't let it in.
Oh my gosh. Ominous.
Thank you so much for listening to the Faeforge Academy. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a 5-star rating and review for a new podcast that is worth more than its weight in gold. We also have a Patreon if you wanted to get additional content like character journals, sneak peeks, Ask the Cast sessions, and more. And special shout out to our patrons. We have GM Lee, Zombie Knight, Neophet3, Ronnie Roms, and the Nerd Asylum. Thank you so much for your support. We could not do this show without you. I also want to say thanks to this amazing cast, so why don't y'all let the people know how to find you?
Yeah, I'm Adelaide Gardner. As always, Adelaide on Twitter.
Oh yeah, cool. Me next. I'm Michael Kritz on Twitter and various other places like Twitch and Instagram and such. Yeah, really excited to be part of this awesome cast of people here. So yeah.
Yes, I'm Emily JEA Smith on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else.
Hey, Ian Gould, Game of Science on Twitter. Happy to be here. Nothing to plug right now. Great first and second episode.
Hey, I'm Stonefly_Kai on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks, Steven, for like an awesome first few episodes. That was great.
Awesome. Thank you all for playing. And I'm Steven. I'm the bad DM. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Faeforge Academy to stay up to date on releases, live streams, anything the cast is doing, and all that fun stuff. So thanks for listening again, and we'll see you on the internet. Theme and background music by Dave Cole of the Four Orbs. To find more music like this, search for D. Cole Music on YouTube. Additional sound effects found at zapsplat.com. The Faeforge Academy is proud to be a part of the Fundamentals Podcast Network. For more great podcasts and other fun content, go to thefundamentals.com.